known for his intense personality, hit a boiling point earlier today, leaving the show in frustration. His anger reached such a level that during a brief break, Cece had to raise her voice, urging Pat to calm down. "Pat, just calm down. What's making you so mad?" she asked, as they had only been live for about 30 minutes. The show was running smoothly, and they were having a good time. But it wasn't long before Pat's frustration became too much to handle, prompting him to storm off. It was clear that no topic got him more riled up than discussing Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers. As the conversation shifted to the Steelers, Pat couldn't hold back, returned to room just to dive into the discussion with the same fury. His hot button was undoubtedly Mike Tomlin, and he was ready to unleash. He expressed a long-standing frustration with how Tomlin and the Steelers have been treated despite a lack of success in recent years. Pat argued that Tomlin has been given a pass for far too long, with many willing to overlook the Steelers' failure to make significant playoff runs. He pointed out that Tomlin's teams have consistently hovered around mediocre records, such as 8-8 or 9-8, without real success, yet the narrative surrounding him remains one of respect and praise. According to Pat, this is undeserved, as the Steelers' failure to capitalize on their talent, combined with their underwhelming results, should not be glossed over. The discussion then turned to the current quarterback carousel in the NFL. Teams like the Steelers, Giants, and Vikings, all with a rich history of success, are currently facing significant decisions about their future under center. Among the names being thrown around are Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson, and the best possible outcomes for each of them became a major topic of debate. For Rodgers, Pat initially suggested a move to the Minnesota Vikings, seeing it as a potential opportunity for redemption after his disappointing tenure with the New York Jets. He felt that if Rodgers were to find success in Minnesota, it could reshape the way we view his career. However, CC pushed back, arguing that Rodgers' decline had become undeniable, citing his recent struggles and the Jets' disappointing 5-12 record despite having the future Hall of Famer as their starter. She believes a change of scenery wouldn't alter the fact that Rodgers is past his prime, and any further attempt at a comeback would only highlight his diminishing abilities. The conversation then took an interesting turn as Pat shifted his perspective, suggesting that Pittsburgh could actually be the best landing spot for Rodgers. The key, according to Pat, would be for Rodgers to prove he could adapt to a more team-oriented role, working within the system rather than being the focal point. If Rodgers could succeed in Pittsburgh, leading the team without demanding constant spotlight, he would be able to silence critics and leave a positive legacy. But if Rodgers fails again, it wouldn't just be a Jets problem. It would be a personal failure, tarnishing his legacy further. When the discussion turned to Russell Wilson, the consensus seemed to lean toward the Cleveland Browns as his best fit. Smalls argued that Wilson would provide an upgrade at the quarterback position for a Browns team that had struggled mightily with inconsistent play under center in recent years. Despite this, he acknowledged the limitations of the Browns roster, particularly at the wide receiver position, where they need more playmakers to support Wilson's aging skills. Both CC and Smalls agreed that while Wilson's fit with the Browns made sense, it was essential that Cleveland invested further in its offense to maximize its potential. Pat, however, suggested a bold alternative: Russell Wilson returning to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Given Wilson's previous success in Seattle and his connection with former teammate DK Metcalf, he argued that a reunion in Pittsburgh might reignite Wilson's career. For the Steelers, Pat felt that bringing in a veteran like Wilson could offer stability at quarterback, and a successful pairing could turn their fortunes around, especially if paired with an exciting young talent drafted in the upcoming draft. As the discussion moved on to the Steelers' quarterback search, CeCe and Smalls argued that Pittsburgh needed to get more aggressive. CeCe felt that the Steelers should make a play for an established veteran or trade for someone with upside, while Smalls suggested that a hybrid approach, involving a trade for a veteran and a draft pick for a younger quarterback, could be a way forward. Both agreed that Pittsburgh's current strategy of relying on Mason Rudolph wasn't going to lead to the success fans expected. However, Pat countered that the Steelers should accept their fate, missing out on top-tier quarterbacks and using the upcoming season to develop their future quarterback, even if it meant accepting a few bad years for the greater good. The conversation didn't end there, as they quickly moved to the New York Giants, discussing potential options like Joe Milton. For the Giants, Smalls argued that a bold move for Milton could pay off in the long run, given his upside and potential as a franchise quarterback. Others disagreed, suggesting that a more measured approach, such as adding a veteran like Jameis Winston, might be a better route to securing a future star in the 2026 draft. The Minnesota Vikings were also discussed, with the best possible outcome being a healthy Kirk Cousins as a backup, paired with J.J. McCarthy as a starter, offering the team both stability and upside. The ongoing quarterback drama left everyone wondering what would happen next. Each team, from the Steelers to the Browns, is looking for the right solution to secure its future at the most crucial position in football. As the league's powerhouses continue to assess their options, it's clear that these decisions will shape the NFL landscape for years to come. With the draft approaching and veteran quarterbacks shifting, one thing is for certain. The drama is far from over, and the stakes couldn't be higher.